Hi, everybody. I'm here to talk about one of the myths in our culture surrounding abortion and one of the tools of propaganda that has been utilized to wash the brains of Americans to find room in their conscience for legal murder of the innocent. You often hear, how I would never do it, but, or, it's a really complicated decision and there's X reason why it should be done. So the specific propaganda and myth that I'm going to bring up today is something near and dear to me because it was something I experienced personally, which is a fetal anomaly. Is that how you say that word? A bad diagnosis at your 20-week or so ultrasound is a reason to abort your child. Okay, so let's think of the logic here. Couple things. So what they told me was that your baby is going to die. And so the logic is you kill your child because he's going to die. Does 2 plus 2 equals 7 here? I mean, it's not adding up. Or they'll say things like, well, your son is going to live a really, really hard life, so kill him. Okay, once again, not adding up. Why not take a group of Down syndrome 4-year-olds whose lives apparently look hard to the outsider and shoot them? Honest question. I mean, if that's the reason, because right now we're not talking about it's the woman's choice yet. That's not the reason that the propaganda and the myth is that the child will suffer. So let's just off him now. Who's to say that this child may not have a fine life or not? I mean, we can say that about any child, right? In the womb, he might not have a good life. Let's just end it now. I think as a civilized society, we should be better than that. So Joseph and I were pregnant with our first son, and at the 20-week ultrasound, they told us that he had a number of defects. He had part of his brain missing. His heart was just messed up in multiple spots. His feet were clubbed. His lip was cleft. And they offered an amniocentesis, which can give us a more definitive diagnosis, but it's just knowledge. So I declined it because there's risk involved. But my OBGYN, who was someone I trusted and was someone that would potentially put their hands on my precious child, told me, you can get an abortion. Of course, I was overwhelmed with grief and anger, couldn't show its head, but of course I declined because I can't line up logically why it would be more better in any way, shape, or form to pay Dr. Hearn in Boulder, I don't even know how many thousands of dollars, have him stick a cold needle into my abdomen, not provide any anesthesia for my son, and stick that needle into his heart and shoot digoxin, a chemical that would give him a heart attack. How is that more humane? And then I would have to deliver my dead son that I consented to paying his assassin to kill him. Listen, moms out there who have gotten that kind of diagnosis, I know fear. I know that fear. though it's irrational, I can relate to this logic. I can't imagine my child dying in my arms. And so I can see why, just take care of it, doctor. I won't be able to, I won't have to go through the trauma of holding him and watching him die in my arms. But you could be strong. You could be strong enough to carry your child and allow him or her to lovingly pass away medicated. My son had fentanyl. Not saying he wasn't in pain, but to lovingly die in my arms and my husband's arms, that's the only way that my child should have to go. But I did, once the baby was born and they told us he doesn't have long, I told my husband, I said, I don't think I can be in the room. I don't think I can watch him die. So I sympathize with the mom who can't fathom that when you receive that kind of diagnosis. But there's a litany of reasons why you taking the life of your child at 20 weeks in utero is wrong compared to letting them naturally die in your arms. And you know what they are. So that's the myth. The myth is the child is going to die anyway. Let's just kill him. As one who has personally been there, that is not a reason. You want to give your child a chance. The doctor could be wrong. Even if he's not, and God chooses to take your child's life. Let it be not at your hands. Don't let your child's blood be on your hands.